War and Peace, is a historical novel by Leo Tolstoy. It was first published in 1869 and is widely considered one of the greatest works of literature ever written. The novel is set in Russia during the Napoleonic Wars, and follows the lives of several aristocratic families during this tumultuous period in Russian history. The novel is divided into 4 volumes, with each volume containing dozens of chapters. The first volume opens in 1805, as Russia prepares for war with France. The central characters are introduced, including the Bolkonsky family, the Rostov family, and Pierre Bezukhov. The Bolkonskys are an old and wealthy family, headed by the elderly Prince Bolkonsky. His son, Prince Andrei, is an intelligent and ambitious young man who is dissatisfied with the state of Russian society. The Rostovs are a less wealthy family, but are known for their kindness and generosity. The family consists of Count Rostov, his wife, and their children. The eldest, Natasha, is a lively and beautiful young woman who captures the hearts of several of the novel's male characters. Pierre Bezukhov is an illegitimate son of a wealthy nobleman, who is searching for a purpose in life. As the novel progresses, the characters' lives become increasingly intertwined. Prince Andrei marries Lisa, a beautiful young woman who dies in childbirth. He then becomes disillusioned with his life and joins the army, where he fights in several battles. Pierre inherits his father's fortune and becomes a prominent figure in Russian society, but he remains dissatisfied with his life and struggles to find meaning. Natasha falls in love with Prince Andrei, but is ultimately rejected by him. She then becomes engaged to the young Count Anatole, but the engagement is broken off when it is revealed that he is already married. Meanwhile, the war with France continues, and the characters are forced to confront the brutal realities of battle. In the second volume, which is set in 1806, the focus shifts to the Rostov family. Count Rostov's reckless spending lands him in financial trouble, and he is forced to sell his estate. Natasha becomes engaged to the nobleman Boris Drobetskoy, but she is still in love with Prince Andrei. Pierre becomes increasingly involved in the Freemasons, a secret society that seeks to reform society. Meanwhile, the war with France continues, and the Russians suffer a series of defeats. In the third volume, which is set in 1812, the war between Russia and France comes to a head. Napoleon invades Russia, and the characters are caught up in the chaos of war. Prince Andrei is gravely injured in battle and is cared for by the young nurse Natasha. Pierre is taken prisoner by the French and witnesses the horrors of war firsthand. Count Rostov's son, Nikolai, fights in the Russian army and is eventually captured by the French. The novel depicts the horrors of war in vivid detail, including the burning of Moscow and the disastrous retreat from Russia. In the fourth volume, which is set in 1813-14, the war with France comes to an end. The characters attempt to rebuild their lives in the aftermath of the war. Prince Andrei recovers from his injuries and begins to find meaning in life again. Pierre becomes involved in a love triangle with the young widow Helene and her brother Anatole. The novel ends with the characters looking towards a brighter future, as Russia begins to enter a new era of prosperity and reform. In the end, War and Peace is not only a gripping story of love and war, but also a profound philosophical exploration of the nature of history, free will, and the human experience. Through its vivid characters and meticulously detailed historical events, Tolstoy offers a portrait of Russia and Europe during a transformative period of history, while also delving into the deepest questions about what it means to be human. With its epic scale and timeless themes, War and Peace remains a masterpiece of world literature that continues to captivate readers today.